Hello my friends and welcome to my channel. This is Kate in the nest, but you can see that the nest looks different because I am in the beautiful city of Jaipur and I just couldn't wait. I've been out and about, and the best cure of jet lag is to just get out there and be amongst it. So I've got a little bit of a vignette here that represents where I am at this moment and all the color and the joy that is surrounding me. But before I go into this, I just wanted to check in on you. How are you feeling? What's happening? Nearly the weekend. So wherever and whenever you're watching this, just know that this is why I do these videos. I'm going to be sitting here looking at my treasures and starting to stitch anyway. So it's about sharing. So I'm going to do a series of videos over here because I'm deliberately going to use it as an opportunity to make, oh, it's a different desk, make and create, to recreate, to write and reflect, because it's been a significant time. So before I get into some treasures, can I just say that India does everything so beautifully, so simply and gorgeously. So here I am, this is my desk in my hotel room, and in this beautiful vessel of stone, marigold petals. Just, that's a work of art in itself. The marigolds are everywhere. You may remember that last time I was here, I got the sneezes, but I figure that nothing can be worse than the sneezes and the hay fever that I have been getting at home anyway. So the whole rooms, everywhere you go, and I was at the markets this morning, and you have these marigolds. This is the pot plant and its holder in my hotel room. And I just think, like, that's a work of art itself. So all of these things are just, I don't know whether you can see this, but this is my water tray up here, because you drink bottled water. Look, covered with flowers, beautiful enamel, and again, just a treasure. But I am starting to sneeze, so we'll see how I go with the marigolds. Phew, so close. All right, so we'll move that one. So I have been out. I started the day by going to the temple for no other reason than to be amongst the people, to see the color, to hear the singing, and to start a day in a spiritual way. Then walked on to the flower market, then went to just one store, out for coffee and breakfast, and home. So it's a gentle day in terms of activities, but I really want to pace myself. So I've already bought some things. So I thought I'd share them with you and talk about what I'm planning to make with them, because, as I've often said, if I say it out loud with you, it helps me. So I went to the Indian Art House. Now, it's a very Instagrammable shop, and you might have seen it there. Many people go to it. I was really lucky that I got there just as it was opening, and I had it to myself for maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, which gave me a real amount of time to rummage. Last time I was there, I rummaged and grabbed everything. This time I was able to be a little bit more, that's what I'm trying to do, curate this collection, because I'm going to make wearables out of them. And as Hello Marie Annette says, we're making art, really, in any way. Hello to everyone, actually, because there are so many of you writing beautiful things. Okay. I found a couple of beautiful framed pictures, which I'm having sent home, but then I found a few of these that weren't framed, and I'm thinking the bazaar already. But look at this. I showed another one actually on Instagram, but these clothes seem to be designed with Kate in the Nest in mind. They've got favorite colors. Hang on, you just look at that beautiful eye candy there, and I'll show you another one. Like, if you were to design something to wear anywhere, would this not be the dream? And this one is particularly Kate in the Nest, I feel, because look at that combination of colours, and it's even got a dingle dangle with fringes. So I don't know, I just had to buy them and dream and think. Dressing gowns, who knows? But anyway, that caught my fancy. I think you may remember that I bought some little bags at the Trims store last time. This time, again, because I had more time to look, I found quite a number of these lovely little bags. They're triangles, which is number one, unusual, but I was attracted to that beautiful pattern, and I thought, oh, well, there's some florals that I can use in my work when I'm here. This one probably won't stay as a bag, even though it's gorgeous. Or maybe I bought two, I'm not sure. So what I've done is I'm having some things shipped home. Have I said that already? The bulky things, but I've kept some pieces out to work on while I'm here. I don't want to count the days, but I think I've got 5 more days. It's a quick trip. But as I said, it's going to be just me and you in this space being inspired. Okay, but as I was going, Tej, the guy that sort of runs the shop, it's his parents. They live, in fact, in the shop, which is incredible in itself. You can see all about it. I'll link it. But he said, now, Kate, he said, do you know the story of this? And I said, no, I don't. So he talked to me about the first manufacturing of print, and this is, I'll have to do the research, but this is from Manchester, UK. And how did it end up in India? There is a story behind that I can't remember because I'm jet lagged, I think. But I've got this and another one, so I will probably unpick this and use it in little bits. So it's whatever size I make, it's to be multiplied. There's probably not enough of that to share at this point, but we'll see how we go. One of the first things I came across was this, and it is a child's, are these Curtis? Again, please forgive. But I didn't realize it was. What caught my eye was this beautiful braiding and sequence against this. And in a minute I'm going to show you, but this is what I love. It's layer upon layer of textiles, and nothing sort of appears like we would plan to go together, but the sum of the whole goes together perfectly. Does that make sense? And again, I've just stood up. The colors are not, it just does not do it justice. I want to take that out because I want to stretch out the sleeves here. So we've got pink with little medallions. We've got heavy braid that has the black in it here, and then it goes around to these the corners, which is how did they get that to go around corners, and then it goes around in the curve. So that has to have been made, especially that shape, to go on this garment. And then this side has a repeat, and I noticed these are medallions. So what I'm like about this is not too blingy. It's got the trim, it's got the things that we know and I totally love, but not too out there, if you know what I mean. So here's the sleeve and a similar repetition of that, but the braid, the braid is different. And so this is textile loving, isn't it? I just realized I don't have to call all of this the slow stitching, even though I will slow stitch, because it's just an appreciation, and I shouldn't say just, it is totally an appreciation of textiles, and we all love those, don't we? Because that's why we make and collect and gather our doilies. And so this is one culture's example. So there's the seam there. Okay, what else? So the front is more of that. And then the bottom, again, so incongruously, did we see any green on the top? But down at the bottom, we have like a zigzag and a different trim, which is very flat, and they look like, yeah, like zigzags. I wish you could see the real color. It looks maybe a bit lolly, but it is totally beautiful. So 2 sleeves, obviously. It is on the back. This is why it's in there, and this is why I'm going to harvest. It is worn out with holes and it's got stains, etc., because these things are difficult to watch. But to go back to the beauty that I see in these fabrics, there it is, hot pink on the outside, and then inside it's being pieced to make a lining. And so it is very much like quilt backing in a way, in that there obviously hasn't been enough fabric, but it's been stretched out. So the story I'm thinking is that this fabric here, which is a beautiful floral in a cotton, look at that, so sweet. Oh, it must go this way, Kate, because the daisies can smile at you. And the embroidery from the others, no, is it on? It's separate. So I can pull it apart, I think. Anyway, I won't do that now. I am going to set up a little wash and dry. I've got a little tiny veranda that I could put things out to dry in, except it was raining. So I love that. So I will be harvesting and using both sides as you know, treasures, and there's enough of this obviously to share. So there's the basic one, and then when we come down to the back, it looks like it's been patched with that red, similar but obviously not the same. So that is a beautiful soft cotton. And then this is the bit that I showed you at the beginning and that I love. Look at this fabric. I don't know what it is about this one, but I truly love that. And it sort of starts up here with a little patch and a little hook. So it must have been like the lining of that with a button. So there's a piece, and then there's this long length of it. And it's more silky. It's not silk, but yeah, again, and this color isn't coming up right. This is like a mauve. Just beautiful. Okay, so that is piece number 1 that you will see in some work this week. So you're going to have to hang around to see me actually see what I do with them. Which brings me to what did I actually bring with me into play. I have this tote that I made before I came over, which is ready to go. It's got the sides, it's got the handles, it's long and deep, and that's ready for adornment and embellishing. And yeah, I was about to say, and if I run out of things, I could always harvest it, but I bought that. I've got 2 bits of blanket. Oh, that's right, I folded it when I was packing in case I want to make a trifold pouch. Actually, that piece was a remnant, and I just think, wouldn't that be lovely as an ongoing piece that I add patches to? And especially because it was in little squares, I thought maybe I'll make this a real memory piece. Maybe it could come off there. So can you see what I'm already thinking? Like a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and it will be patchworked. Oh, sorry, underneath there is I bought a couple of necklaces, very inexpensive, and they gave me some extra cord to adjust the length, and I just thought, again, just a little bit of that will go beautifully on any work. So I've got that blanket, and then this is really, again, just a strip of leftover. I'll probably do some mini makes because I haven't, you might remember I wanted to do that before I left. But so I've got that there with an edging. So 2 pieces of blanket because I've been caught out in the past. I need my blanket to stitch on, and then I've got pieces that I was working on, etc. So what else have I got that I could show you? I think you're going to like, oh, I've got more than I thought to show you. Okay, so this is a show and tell. It's not going to be stitching. Look at this. Oh my goodness. This is sari worn but covered in these motifs all the way around. And when it's not covered with motifs, look at that for an edging. Now, was it meant to be like that? I don't know, probably not, but that's something that I will harvest and use. But let's take a moment to have a look at this stitching. You can see that it's been hand done because these are the little ends, and the work is so tiny. It'd help if I put it up the right way. Would that be the right way? I don't know, it can go anyway. So we have tiny green leaves, pink petals, yellow and blue. And they're all the same, and they go on and on. So this is definitely a shareable and a, was that one different? I'm just looking at the subtle differences. Maybe not, but aren't they not beautiful? So single flowers. I could change the color of that one if I wasn't feeling in a blue mood. It's huge. I think when I came over to the wedding, we discovered that there were, what, 9 meters or something. I don't know if that's 9, but at least it's a lot. It could be. So just divine. I'll put those flowers there. What else have I got to show you? I found quite, you'll laugh at this, I found quite a lot of pouches with zippers in them, and a zip in a zip. So these obviously are rescued textiles. And I thought, well, the work has already been done in turning it into a pouch. So I'm going to embellish further. And I thought this was, yeah, as I said, a zip and a zip and saving me the hassle. I only kept this one out. I'm regretting that I didn't keep a couple of the others out to work on while I was here. But I think I wanted to just feel this beautiful textile and to study how it's been put together, because that bit has been appliqued over there and they don't go together, but it's very much sort of my style instinctively, except that I will need to join them together. So again, multiple stories at once. It will be a big ask to blend all these stories together in terms of colours on that. But look, little dingle dangles there. Oh, this beautiful throne. Oh, here's another. Oh. So back to the little bags. Look at this one. And their drawstring. Aren't they gorgeous? Look at that. So I thought, you know, at the bazaar, I can fill that up with treasures, and then the person who gets them can get the bag as well. So I wouldn't cut that one because it's small. And here's another one. So I'll have to research where this shape came from. But over here, I think I've said it before, that I don't see plastic bags. Everything is sustainable, which brings me to, and this is not an ad, but well, I haven't got the Hope of Tote with me. Oh, the Hope of Tote, the Tote of Hope. This is the tote bag from the shop where I bought these textiles. Now let's see what their slogan is. Where every corner whispers tales of history and art. Well, that is beautiful. So this could be embellished. In fact, I could be stitching on here. So that's an additional piece. And have I got 2 more to show? Yes, I have. I've just buried one. Oh, this one. Now I am having trouble with the internet, so this might take a while and to load. This piece I do want to soak, but it is some sort of bag that's long, and it's got this green at the bottom. And what my eyes just loved is that we see these quite a lot with the mirrors, but this one is all cotton, and you can see the threads that are coming off it. So look at that little line. And so in terms of harvesting and sharing, there's those. Look at these squares. Another row. I love the combination of colours here. And then, I don't know, are these houses or oh, actually, are they people? I don't know, but they just make my heart sing. So this, beside this, and then the colours in between. And then look at that. There's my favourite stitch, running stitch. Looks like a sampler. 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. And here it's running stitch in a curvy shape. So we can get ideas from everywhere. So it continues on the back. There's 3 more of those. More of this. More of that. And these squares. So in fact, if we looked at as if this was braiding. Got that one variety, 2, and these are little squares, 3, and then we have the feature ones there, and then the stitching, and down the bottom is plain cotton. So I just think that is divine. It won't stay as a bag. It will get opened up, and so vintage, isn't it? So vintage and gorgeous. So that can, look at this story that's on my table already. Put those flowers back over there so you can see them. We've got that happy little floral bit there, and I've got one more piece to show you. And again, it's a child's top. In fact, this may be the first thing that caught my eye, or maybe the second, not sure. I was in a frenzy, but I was in a frenzy by myself, so I could take my time. I wish you were here to feel, looks a bit funny under here, but you might think, well, it's sort of a bit kooky, Kate, but it's the weight and it is the detail. So I'm just going to come up. Oh, it's shrine material. That's what I'm going to do. Make some of those little treasure. I've seen so many people making their little pockets, aren't they, that you fold up. And I just looked at that and thought, that is, I don't know, is it a cross shape? But then on top of all of this are these sewn on, and these are orange. They're coming out yellowy, different colors. Anyway, that is the front. So there's one big piece like that on the sleeve, and this one's different because it's diagonal. Then this one is different because it's like they're hearts. I'm nearly crying. Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. And then here, it's, well, they don't repeat anything. Look at that. Look at the stitching. So, as if that wasn't enough, on the back, this is silk, like sari material. And look at those flowers begging to be embroidered and embellished. So that's that side, and that's that side. So this feels like kimono, you know, that it feels like it could be that sort of silk. So 2 pieces to be harvested there. And then, if that wasn't enough, look at the lining result from all that work that's been done on the outside. This is where you can see how many stitches go in to making a piece like this. So I just had to pick that up, and then it was only a minute ago when I got home and thought about what I was going to share that I realized that this, the actual sleeve, is velvet, and it is the softest, most beautiful burgundy maroon color, and then it's had this little piece embellished, and then here's braid with tiny little gold bits. So that's another part that can be used on work. And the other sleeve is the same, but the little medallions are different colours. There's part of the orange one that's gone. We might be able to be hearing some Indian bells and beeping and things out the window as I get distracted by that. Okay, my friends, I don't know how long it's going to take to load. I'm having trouble, did I say that, with my own internet, so I'm not going to risk it and start stitching and harvesting. So next time I will be up to having some pieces and some plans for what I'm going to make with these things. So here we are, Kate in the Nest in Jaipur. Could not be happier, and thank you for joining me. I hope this brings you, even if you don't like this stuff, it's just good, isn't it, to go, wow, I didn't know they made things like that. Well, that's how I'm feeling anyway. So as ever, just grateful. Thank you for your company, because I don't feel alone. I'll see you next time. Bye.